So you want to be a heavy equipment operator, do ya? You see, operating is a dying breed. We are a bunch of skilled workers that operate heavy equipment. I feel that it's a dying breed. One part of that is my generation of operators make it really hard for the new generation to get into it. We laugh at them, we make fun of them because they don't know, and we also don't give them the opportunity to get seat time. There's a whole process of working your way up the equipment chain. In part 1, you see my friend Albert. He explained start on the ground, learn your grades. I would say that's step 1. In my opinion, step 2 would be a packer operator. So if you want to be a hoe operator, dozer operator, whatever, you kind of have to start here and work your way up. That's kind of the way that it works. So I recommend you doing your grades, then start on a packer. In a packer, you will learn a lot of things on site, a lot of fundamentals that will help you move up in your career in other machines. As a packer operator, you will learn to work in fill areas with many different machines, scrapers, dozers, hoes, graders, water trucks, kind of all that stuff. You will learn how they fill and the direction they fill, the way they work the stakes. So pay attention and kind of learn how all of those machines are doing their job. This will make you better in the packer and better in the future. You will learn how to dodge stakes in the fill area. You will also learn how to push dirt up against the stakes so they don't fall over. You will see, let's say for example, scrapers, when they fill a stake line, there's some spots that get missed. They can't go right up to the stake, so you might have to push dirt into where they missed. 99% of the time, rocks go into the fill. So if you see in the fill area that you're packing, you see rocks everywhere, it's kind of your job to push those rocks into the deeper fills. So let's say you have a fill that's a foot thick or 2 feet thick, you're going to want to push those rocks into the deep fills so the other machines can fill over top of them. Now, if it's a shallow fill and you're working with scrapers, you want to take those rocks and you want to build a line of rocks, not very high. And what they'll do, they'll fill on either side of those rocks up to the height, and then they can fill in the middle. That way they don't have to drive over rocks. It's really bumpy for one, but also it's very hard on the machine. You will also learn where to pack and hopefully why. You'll learn not to pack finished grade. You'll learn not to pack windrows for the grader. And you'll also learn to stay back from a dozer in a fill working with trucks. He's going to work ahead of you, filling, putting a lift on. You're going to work behind and you're going to pack the dirt behind him. You don't want to get close to him. He needs space to maneuver and go into the piles the way that he needs to push them. In the fill area, you need to pay extreme attention to how the other machines are filling and doing their job. In the future, this will give you confidence in one of those future positions. Operating a packer is pretty boring, but you need to pay attention. This is very important. If you're watching what you're packing, you'll learn different soil types. In the future, this will come in handy. So in the packer, you will see how different types of dirt compacts. There's a couple different types of dirt. Well, there's several, but for example, there's high silt clay and high plastic clay. These pack at completely different rates. So if you pay attention to your dirt, you will see the difference. You will learn to keep your machine clean. If you leave food in your cab overnight, that invites field mice, and they'll come in there, they'll eat your food, they'll crap everywhere and make a nest behind your seat. When they die, it stinks. It's hard to get it out and it's hard to find them all. They get in all sorts of tight places in your heat vents and everywhere. Most packers have a blade on them. Let's say, for example, a Cat 815 packer. probably has a blade on it. Some are straight blades, it's just 2 ways, goes up and down. Some have a 4-way, so it goes up and down and it tilts side to side. You're going to want to practice pushing dirt, not a lot, just a bit. Just kind of skim the top. It doesn't have a lot of pushing power, but you're going to want to practice with the blade and learn the basic concepts of blade control. In the future, this will help you as a dozer operator. Being put in the seat of a dozer is a very big deal for the first time. This is very important. It can make or break you. Your boss will give you a chance on a dozer, and depending how you do with your blade control and how you push dirt and do everything, that will decide if you're ever back inside of a dozer. So on the packer, you need to learn these concepts of blade control and how it works. It's all about compensation. Learn what types of spots your machine can drive in, what spots they can't. You don't want to get high centered and you don't want to get stuck in mud. So you need to learn where your machine can go and what it can do. It is very annoying when a machine is constantly stuck. It annoys everybody on site. Don't be that guy. You probably won't last in the seat very long. You will have to learn about machine traction. So in the packer, in the middle, it articulates, it turns. So if you're stuck, if you turn side to side, that's going to transfer the weight of the machine on the different drums that drive. This will help you get unstuck. My advice to beginners, ask questions. Questions are very important in the learning process. Now, don't ask too many, because that also becomes annoying and it's going to piss people off. Show up every day early for work. Stay late and help clean tracks. When you help to clean tracks at nighttime for a dozer and hoe or any track machine, this is the perfect time to ask the operator who runs that machine questions. Try your best. You need to make yourself stand out from other operators. You might work at a place where there's a bunch of new operators. It's a bit of a competition. You need to be better than everybody. You need to stand out. You want to show the other operators and the foreman that you want this job more than anybody else on site. You want to show them that you want to learn more than anybody else. This whole learning process on your first machine, it's a long, hard road. You're going to mess up. You're going to get yelled at. The senior guy's probably going to make fun of you. But don't get discouraged. It's construction. Hang in there. In construction, with machines mostly, it's like it's a big competition. Everybody has an ego. Anyway, in my generation, they do. They have an ego and they want to be the best. They don't want to help the new guys because they want to stay the top dog. I'm not the best operator. I do have a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge to share with you. I don't think I have a giant ego. If you've ever worked with me or worked under me, you would kind of see that. I have a passion for this stuff more than a lot of people. This is why I do what I do. And I truly do want you to succeed. That's the whole reason for these videos. I'd say after spending a couple months as a packer operator, you have had the chance to learn a lot of new things on site. And you've watched scrapers and seen how they filled and stuff like that. So I think the next step would to jump in a scraper. In a scraper, you're going to learn about the cut area, or the cut.